So take your Beliebers, your sensitive rappers, and your extinct dinosaurs and shove that into your maple syrup bottle and toss it into Lake Minnewanka. Because the only lakes we're talking about today are your Los Angeles Lakers, who just swept their season series against the Toronto Raptors last night by winning 123-103 to go 5-0 at home on the season. So the Lakers are now 6-4, but they are 2-0 with their new look starting lineup featuring Cam Reddish, which we'll get more into later. Obviously, biggest news item of the night last night was Anthony Davis going down with another eye injury, the same eye that he injured last year. So we hope we're not looking at some sort of detached retina scenario. Either way, it may be time for Anthony Davis to truly put on the goggles Kareem style moving forward. Regardless, in spite of Anthony Davis going down and having to leave the game in the third quarter, the Lakers under LeBron James were able to regain control of the game and actually turn it into a blowout. So with that said, why don't we jump straight into things and get into my awards of the night from the Lakers' 123-103 victory versus the Toronto Raptors. First, let's talk about the play of the game. Now, obviously, I think we all know what the consensus play of the game is. It's the Austin Reeves and One Hillbilly mixtape tour in which Austin Reeves did a crazy dribble spin move into the no-look behind the back pass to Cam Reddish for the easy dunk. That was true poetry in motion from every angle. Some of the best combo of moves that Austin's been able to string together in one play during his time as a Laker. So obviously that's going to be the consensus play of the game. But since I know everybody's already been touting that play pretty universally, I'm going to give you my personal hipster play of the game. And for my play of the game, I'm going to go with Dalton Connect's momentum-shifting go-ahead three-pointer in the third quarter. Because I feel like this was such a literal huge swing play for the Lakers during this juncture of the game. But more importantly, I feel like it was a huge swing play for Dalton Connect's confidence. Because up until this point, this entire season, Dalton Connect's been struggling with his three-point shot. And he's gotten them up in bunches. He just hasn't been hitting. But to see him not only knock down a three-pointer, a wide-open three-pointer, but for him to knock down a timely go-ahead three like that, I think it was huge for his confidence then, and I think it will be huge for his confidence moving forward to be part of such a momentum-swinging, three-point avalanche in a positive direction sort of way. So this was one of Dalton Connect's first, I don't know, quote-unquote, huge moments as a Laker thus far in real game time play, in real competitive game time play. So, all right, let's move on to run of the game or key sequence of the game. We're going to land at 5:18 of the third quarter. Lakers were down 3, 73-70. You guys know what happens here. Anthony Davis blocks Jakob Poeltl's shot, gets hit in the eye, and has to exit for the remainder of the game. And usually this would spell complete doom for the Lakers because anytime Anthony Davis is out of the game, they completely crater as a collective team and unit. But what ended up happening from this point forward was the Lakers, mainly behind LeBron James' kingly heroics, the Lakers would end up going on an 18-9 run to close the third quarter, which also included Dalton Connect's momentum-swinging three-point shot. And the Lakers ended the third up by 6 points and never looked back from there. And when LeBron James came back into the game after Anthony Davis exited, he was a man-possessed, rebounding and diming the hell out of the ball, and the whole rest of the team sort of picked up their collective energy thanks to that injection of life that LeBron James brought. Because clearly, when he came in, he said, "It's go time. I am dragging this team to the finish line. I am injecting their veins with Nas from Fast and the Furious." And yeah, the Lakers' biggest run of the game came from that 5:18 mark till the end of the third quarter. Again, 18-9 run. The Lakers were up by 6 by the end of the third quarter, and they never looked back from there. So that is my key stretch of the game / run of the game, which perfectly segues us into MVP of the night. And this one was close because obviously Austin Reeves had a tremendous all-around game. Austin Reeves led the team in scoring with 27 points. He had 6 assists and 0 turnovers, probably one of his best all-around games as a Laker in the regular season. But obviously, since I'm mentioning Austin Reeves up top, you know that I'm not giving my MVP of the game to him. So for MVP of the night, I am actually going to give it to LeBron James for all the reasons that I stated with regards to that key third quarter run and stretch that LeBron James sort of ignited. LeBron James had 19 points, 10 rebounds, a whopping 16 assists. This was his second straight triple-double, his third triple-double in the first 10 games of the season, which is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, as I've already mentioned, after Anthony Davis went down, LeBron James absolutely turned it on both ends of the floor. He carried the torch for the Lakers and gave the team that momentum boost that it so desperately needed once AD went down. Again, that usually spells doom for the Lakers whenever Anthony Davis goes down, but last night, LeBron James decided to summon the ghost of LeBronto and make sure that it spelled doom for the Toronto Raptors instead. So yeah, back-to-back triple-doubles for the King, aging like fine wine, absolutely incredible, my MVP of the night. Now let's move on to my unsung hero of the night. So strictly talking about this player in basketball terms, because I know his name currently elicits some very mixed, strong feelings from fans, understandably so. But last night's unsung hero of the night to me was Jackson Hayes. Hayes last night was a team high plus 21 and was a huge part of the Lakers' big push to not only regain the lead in the third quarter, but actually blow the game wide open into the fourth as well. When Anthony Davis went down, Jackson Hayes really stepped up, and his activity on both ends of the floor was very infectious. He ran the floor well, he made himself available for dunks and layups, he cleaned the offensive glass, he had 3 offensive boards last night, and he has been blocking shots and protecting the rim more frequently the last 2 games as well. And Jackson Hayes is obviously currently our only real backup big with substantial NBA experience on the roster, but the last 2 games, he has really made his presence known with his energetic hustle, his motor, and his activity. For better or worse, dude always plays like he's been shot straight out of a cannon, and as far as the Lakers are concerned, they have needed that shot of Jackson Hayes in their arms the last 2 games, given their deficit in athleticism and explosiveness, 2 things that Jackson Hayes brings in spades. So yeah, my unsung hero of the night goes to Jackson Hayes, who had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 block. Alright, before we get into the rest of my awards of the night, like most improved player of the night, defensive player of the game, 6th man, etc., I just wanted to really quickly remind you guys to please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. I would very greatly appreciate it. Also, with the holidays approaching, if you guys are looking to do a little bit of shopping, please consider checking out my Lakers Legacy merch and apparel site via the Spring Store link below or above, featuring my Basketball Sickos line and my I Really D-Gaff line with JJ Redick. Ooh, so pretty. I designed these myself, so if you guys want to support independent artists, now is a good time to do so. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys for your support, and let's get back to the rest of my awards of the night. Alright, defensive player of the game. Now, there are a couple of ways I could have gone with this. Anthony Davis is always the defensive player of the game. I obviously could have gone the Cam Reddish route, but for last night's game, I am going to go with Gabe Vincent. So, last night's game was the first time this season that Gabe Vincent actually made his presence felt on the defensive end, and his short size and stature wasn't a negative, because Gabe Vincent's defense on Immanuel Quickley, especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter, was absolutely huge. He really got under Quickley's skin for much of the night. He was shadowing and hounding him through screens. Gabe Vincent was smartly contesting every shot, giving second effort contests, and overall, he was just a nuisance to Immanuel Quickley that entire second half, and Quickley could never get going from the field. IQ was only 4 of 15 from the field on the night, and Gabe Vincent was a huge reason for that. Again, he was just hustling, scrapping. He was practically attached to IQ the whole fourth quarter, and yeah, even though it was just his first game back from injury, Gabe Vincent made sure that IQ never got comfortable on the offensive end of the floor. So Gabe Vincent, welcome to the party. Gabe Vincent is my defensive player of the game. All right, let's talk about the most improved player of the night. So for this one, I'm going to go with Cam Reddish. because just a week ago, Cam Reddish was out of the Lakers rotation. But over the last several games, the Los Angeles Lakers, just as they did last November, have once again turned to Cam Reddish to help save their season, as he is now the starting shooting guard of your Los Angeles Lakers, whether you like it or not. November Cam is back. The Reddish renaissance is once again upon us. 'Tis the season, I guess. And yeah, I give Cam Reddish my most improved player of the night because, again, he wasn't even supposed to be in the rotation, but these last two games, coming in cold turkey to all of a sudden be the starting shooting guard of the Los Angeles Lakers and being ready to play the way that he has, you just have to give Cam props for being prepared. And yeah, unsurprisingly, Cam's slithery and active point of attack defense has slotted players into more balanced defensive and offensive positions. But yeah, against the Toronto Raptors, Cam Reddish did a very solid job on RJ Barrett, and at times he was also switched onto Emmanuel quickly, chasing him off screens and contesting shots and bothering him with his length. And again, that just shows how versatile of a defender Cam Reddish is. On one play, you can stick him on a 6'8", 6'9" wing like RJ Barrett. On the next play, you can stick him on a very quick and feisty guard like Emmanuel Quickley. But besides his defensive play, which we already know that Cam is going to bring on a nightly basis, the reason why I want to highlight Cam Reddish as my most improved player of the night is because last night, Cam Reddish also brought the offense along with him as well. Cam Reddish scored in double digits and found a way to be effective by making some very timely cuts to the basket, making himself available in the dunker spot, finishing well, contorting his body for these very acrobatic layups at the rim. He was also crashing the glass. He had that really nice offensive rebound off the Rui miss, which he pitched out to D'Angelo Russell for the three-point shot in the third quarter. And yeah, he also hit another catch and shoot three-point shot. So Cam Reddish has kept things simple on the offensive end of the floor, hasn't been dribbling too much, has been attacking when he needs to attack in open space. And yeah, very efficient offensive game from Cam Reddish last night. 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, hit another three-pointer. So that is why Cam Reddish is my most improved player of the game. All right, lastly but not leastly, you guys knew this was coming. Sixth man of the night, sixth man of the game. Who else is this award going to go to but none other than the new leader of the bench mob, Mr. Six Low himself, D'Angelo Russell. So since being shifted to the bench for the second straight game, D'Angelo Russell last night had another 15 points in just 27 minutes. He had 18 points in the last game versus the Philadelphia 76ers. In his last two games off the bench, D'Angelo Russell is now averaging 16.5 points on 52% from the field in just 26 minutes a game. And yeah, so far, D'Angelo Russell has really embraced and relished his bench role without complaints and come into each game very aggressive, looking to score, looking to attack downhill, and looking to bring some much needed offensive punch and pace to the literal worst scoring bench unit in the NBA. And last night, the Lakers scored a season high 40 points off of their bench. And this is a game removed from the bench scoring 32 points, which was like their second highest offensive output of the season up until that point. And this is all in large part due to D'Angelo Russell's injection of offensive firepower coming off of the bench. But even outside of him being very efficient offensively and shooting the ball pretty well the last two games, the biggest thing that I want to point out about D'Lo's game last night, and actually the last two nights, was his defensive engagement. Now, D'Angelo Russell was rightly flamed and benched last week during the Memphis Grizzlies game for his lack of compete and lack of attention to detail. But the last two games, D'Angelo Russell has really been competing his ass off on the defensive end of the floor to the best of his capabilities. He's really been sliding his feet. He's been cutting players' drives off and contesting out to shots very aggressively. He's been crisply making rotations out to big men, out to shooters, and not leaving his guys out to dry on the defensive end of the floor. And yeah, he's even been doing a better job of running back on defense as well. And overall, I just wanted to point out just the stark difference in his overall defensive engagement and activity in these last 2 games versus the complete debacle that we saw in that Memphis Grizzlies game. So yeah, D'Angelo Russell looks like a new man in more ways than one these last few games, and I hope that he can keep up his offensive efficiency and remain aggressive while also maintaining his defensive engagement and awareness as well. So yeah, D'Angelo Russell, my 6th man of the night. I'm sure that's not the last time I'm going to be saying that this season. All right, that'll do it for this video. The Lakers start their IST games this Wednesday versus the Memphis Grizzlies again. Hopefully Anthony Davis's eye is okay by that point and he's good to go. And hopefully he's wearing goggles. Beauty is in Anthony Davis's eye of the beholder, and so are the Lakers' wins. What? That didn't make any sense, which means it is absolutely time for me to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like this video, comment down below, and most importantly, please subscribe to this channel. I would very greatly appreciate it. This has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.